Hello everyone, my name is Chai and welcome to Session 7 of Stellar's Secret. It seems that every other session I have issues with my mic, and so unfortunately this is another one of the sessions where I have to voice over instead. After struggling to escape the tunnels I made with Hot Dog last session, the session started out as usual with me going to collect my task. It was as follows. During this session, you must enter conversations in a creative way. You pass when you have entered 8 conversations or encounters in a different manner. You can enter conversations as normal, but it will not count towards your final goal. A bit wordy, but I was excited nonetheless. Shortly after breaking off to do our tasks, Asok, a green name, killed Lloyd, another green name. Due to the lack of perceived resentment, most people assume that not only was it task-related, but that it was the Apocalypse task from Session 7 of Actual Secret Life. Nikki and I went to the cult base, where I tried and failed to enter a conversation through the world border. I left to dig a tunnel under the river so that I could chat with Theo. This counted as 1 point to the task. I was really focused on trying to get my task done, so I decided to bridge over the river and hope that some people go near it so I can descend near them. The whole situation went very poorly. Somehow, the majority of my dogs teleported up onto the bridge and then fell to their dooms. Following that, I noticed that there were some people down by the river, but it wasn't the type of encounter that I wanted. Lloyd and Asok, the 2 people who I had tentatively marked as infected, were hunting down Nikki, a fellow cult member. I heroically descended to save her, which went comically poorly and ended in my death, putting me down to red. Can't even say that helped with my task, because when I spawned back in, the 2 of them were there to greet me to get my task changed to my new directive. Before I even read the book, though, I consensually killed Lloyd with bees. This was because our fight left him on half a heart, which would be inconvenient for fighting others. After reading the book, our group met up with Becca, who was promptly slain by Asok. Unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure the 2 of them had discussed it beforehand. I then tried to rebrand the Apocalypse in a way to spread my cult, but it didn't work. I was hoping to convert Star to the Apocalypse willingly, but when I went to visit our underground base, he was markedly absent. In fact, a lot of people seemed to be missing. I bumped into Grace, who supposedly knew where they might have been hiding. I tried to coax the information out with bribery, but while we were talking, Becca took out Hot Dog, bringing the infected count to 5. I ran over to professionally ask Hot Dog for information, who said that the remaining people were over at Grace's base. Frantically, I collected some daisies to give to the Star and rushed over to the base. Unfortunately, the group had left by the time I arrived. That or Hot Dog lied. Either way, I was out of leads. I headed back to the underground base to prep gear for a more competitive encounter. This mostly consisted of slaughtering cows, but also involved desperately messaging Star in order to arrange a meetup. At this point, I have reached the point of desperation where I wouldn't hurt them, and I actually meant it. Against all odds, Star agreed to meet up at the cult base. I'm sure he knew I wanted to kill him, but I don't think I understood how badly I wanted to kill him until he was right in front of me. I really did try not to kill him. I even offered him some flowers, but the moment the opportunity presented itself, the exact moment that Star had turned his back, I immediately turned to kill him. The worst part was, he didn't even fight back. He just stood there and let me land strike after strike, and only after I practically begged him to do something did they attempt a few half-hearted swings. I won, of course, and Star was knocked down to yellow, becoming the 6th player infected. Grace was there to comfort me, and eventually I found Star again and brought him up to speed on the infection. We headed over to where Star had been hiding with the other cult members, all of which were uninfected. Unfortunately, they had fled. They did leave behind a chicken spawner, though, which was quickly destroyed. We thought we were alone, but we caught a glimpse of Spade's username. We tried to hunt him down, but he ended up blocking off his exit tunnel and we lost him. It was a bit disappointing, but I was able to convince him through private messaging to both surface and reveal Nikki's location. While I was waiting on that, though, Nikki was killed by Lloyd. For some reason, the keep inventory didn't work for her in the Nether, so the group that killed her had to go and retrieve it. Meanwhile, I was still trying to lure Spades out. Somehow my lie about wanting to protect him worked well enough for me to box him in with Star and Becca, and once we had him hold enough, Star started to deal some damage. The rest of us took that as a cue to also attack Spades. The awkward thing about having 3 rows of hearts is how long combat takes, but eventually he was killed, which marked both the end of the infection and the green names. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully next time I'll have my sound in order. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content, and I hope to see you soon!